guys, and welcome back to Temple Boy Turnings. This week is going to be a bowl. Now I got this walnut blank from Rob Summerlin from Worsley Summercraft. He brought it over while he was over visiting me from Canada in last summer, and I've been wanting to turn a bowl, obviously, because it's a bowl blank, but I wanted to do something different with it. So me being me, and seeing as though we did the copper goblet last week, I'm going to use a piece of I think it's aluminium or aluminum, as you guys call it across the pond. It's aluminium pipe that's from one of the kids' toys that was no longer in use, from the frame outside. I don't know, a little kiddie swing or something. It's very light. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to squash that down so it's flat, and then I'm going to inlay it into the bowl somehow with some, I've managed to get hold of some, just a tube of 2-part epoxy. I'm going to glue it into the blank, and then I'm going to turn a bowl out of it. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. A walnut bowl with an aluminium inlay. So we're going to start off over at the vise, and I'm going to attempt to squash this piece of pipe. So I'll see you over there. Okay, so I have my piece of pipe here, and the idea is that I am going to put it into the vise here. It's not very strong pipe, and I'm just going to see will my vise squash it. I may have to start at the ends here. Grips. Ha ha ha. Much better. I'll get it started with this. A lot stronger than I was expecting. Okay, attempting to flatten the pipe, plan C. Sometimes brute force and ignorance prevails. That, my friends, is a strong piece of pipe. A lot stronger than I was expecting it to be. Okay, so what I have done is I've squashed 2 pieces of pipe. And now what I intend to do is inlay them. They're almost the same thickness as the blank. There's about 5mm, about 1/4 of an inch in the difference for the thickness. So my plan is, I don't need those to be that far in, because I'm going to be leaving it about 1/4 of an inch from the bottom anyway. So my plan is, I'm going to use this little mini router that I have, and I've got a little tiny bit that's roughly the same width as that metal, and I'm going to route out a shape in the blank, and then I'm going to form that into the blank that I want. And once I've got it in the shape and set, I'm going to pull it all out. I'm going to epoxy it into the blank. Okay, I'll get back to you when I've done that, because it's going to take a while. Okay, so I have carved that out. I've got my metal to roughly the right shape. So now I'm going to pull them out. I'm going to mix up some epoxy, and I'm going to set them back in again. And then where there's gaps, because I know there is gaps, I'm going to force some of the fine dust that's here from carving it out back in down the edges. So, and I'm going to keep that dust back as well in a pot, so that when I'm turning it I can fill it if I need to. Okie dokie. So that is set in there. What I did was, when I mixed up the epoxy, I mixed in the walnut chippings from when I routed out the grooves, so that when it went in, the epoxy was brown, so it filled any gaps. Now obviously there probably could be a few gaps when I go turning it, but we'll see. So the next stage now is I'm going to let that set up fully hard for a few hours, and then I'm going to take it over to the sander, and I'm just going to sand down the metal so it's flush with the blank, so that we can start with a completely flat blank. I know I could probably turn it down, but I like to start with a flat surface and then go from there. So the next stage will be mounted on the lathe, ready to turn a bowl. So I have the blank on a faceplate and mounted to the lathe, and I have my tailstock just up, just to support it. And I'm just going to get it a bit more round. It's not bad, but obviously it's off a slight bit. So I'm going to get it round, and then I'm going to start shaping the outside of the bowl, and I'm going to put a mortise in the bottom so that I can reverse chuck it and work on the other side. So. Okay, still just a slight flat spot there, and it looks like there's a bit of CA filler there, but we're almost round. I'll just get rid of that flat spot, and then I'll go to the bowl gouge. Okay, go to my bowl gouge now. Start shaping. Okay, so I have sanded the bottom. Now it's a shame that the bits of metal, I went a little bit too far, and the two bits of metal have started showing through, but it's okay. Like I say, this is an experiment. I should have gone a bit easier at the bottom, but I was going for a nice sleek slimline look. I did a little bit of texturing with the Wagner tool, and I've just put a little cove on the side and some texturing on the edge as well. So that's the bottom finished. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on the chuck here, and I've got a bit of tissue on that actually. Should have that. That's ready to start hollowing the middle out. Okay, so I think we're near enough at the shape I want. A little bit just got to come out of there. But that's about it. Got to this point where I'm almost where I want to be. Now I've got a couple of holes here, one there and one there, and I've got an idea how to fill those in a minute, which will kind of give the same effect to this, but we'll do that when we've got it to the final shape and when we've sanded it up. For now, what I'm going to do is, I like the shape of the rim that I have on the bowl on the outside, but I want to go in a bit more under the lip here. So I want it to kind of come across and then dip back inside there. So I'm going to try and take out a bit more. I've still got a nice bit of thickness kind of here on the edge, so I'm going to try and get my tool in and just try and take a little bit more out of the inside of there, and as I say, take a bit more out the center, and once I'm there, then we're pretty much there. I'm going to sand it all up, and then I'm going to show you how I'm going to fill these. Like I say, I've got an idea that I'm going to try. It might work, it might not, but this is another experiment after all. Okay, that's exactly what I wanted now. Nice lip in underneath. Now it was a bit tricky getting in there, but I got there, and I've just run the scraper over there. I've still got a little mark there that I just want to get rid of, and then I'm going to sand this up. I'm going to show you how I'm going to fill the cracks that are left. Okay, so I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so I have sanded the bowl down to 240 at the moment, I think it is. Still a ways to go, but it's at this point that I want to fill these two voids here. So I'm going to try something a bit radical. I have here some plumbing solder. It's made of tin and zinc, I think, is the composition of plumbing solder. It's what you use for welding copper pipe together. So what I'm going to do is, because when this is sanded up, I'll show you, it goes to the same colour, more or less, as the aluminium. So I'm going to fill these two gaps with this as well. So, and hopefully it will stay in there. So let's give it a go anyway. Filled the gaps. Let's see, does it sand back down again? So that's it, guys. That's my walnut and aluminium pipe bowl. As experiments go, it went quite well. I came through on the bottom on the pipe. I wasn't planning to do that, where it came through either side, where I just went a bit shallow. But you know what? I don't mind it. I think it kind of adds to the bowl. It's all part of its look, and I like it. A couple of things I did off camera is I textured just below the rim where the cove is with the Wagner tool, and I spiraled the bottom as well, the bottom one. And later on I'll just put my my Mark TT at the bottom. Inlay is, as I said, the aluminium pipe, and it has plumber's solder. You saw me melt the plumber's solder. That worked really well. I'll be doing that again. It worked really well. It held in there, gripped into the grain of the wood, and it stayed there. I did add a little bit of CA just around it to soak in, just to as an extra hold. But yeah, it held in there well. It also has, I don't know if you can see it, I'll put some pictures up at the end, some kind of natural vein running through it. Now I messaged Rob, who gave me the walnut blank, and asked him if he'd stabilised it with resin, and he said he hadn't, and he says that he thinks maybe that it's sap that's gone hard in the vein. So that's kind of what we think it is. It's just showing on the back as well. It's nice, it's cool, it's transparent, you can see through it, but I don't mind it. As I say, it adds all to the character of the bowl. I really like it. It's kind of come out how I envisioned it, so yeah, I'm happy. That's it, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Next time will be another CD project. I've had such a fantastic response from the CD goblet that I did and the CD bowl that I'm going to do another CD project. Now I want to make a pen out of CDs, so I'm going to do that, but I don't think that'll be the next video. I'm not sure yet. I've got a few ideas. I'll give you a sneak preview at something that I got hold of that I'm going to be trying soon. I picked up from a charity shop some old, they had them thrown out the back, they were never going to sell them, by the way, I asked if they had anything, and they're basically old plastic chopping boards. So I'm going to be experimenting with those over the next couple of weeks to see how they turn. Should be interesting. I've got a few ideas, so stay tuned for that. Yeah, so that's it for this week. Until next week, thank you so much for joining me. If you've liked what you've seen, please hit the like button and share the video. If you haven't liked what you've seen, then you can give me a thumbs down if you want. I don't mind, I have a thick skin. But if you're going to critique my videos or critique anything that I'm doing, please write it and tell me what I'm doing wrong. And that way I can improve it for the next video. So that's it. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next week.